A couple of observations and questions on the evening. Certainly for Minnesota United, we know how dense they can be. His speed will be a real asset. The Chicago Fire, on the other hand, defensive transitions have been their Achilles heel, but they have adjusted their defensive line. They've dropped a little bit deeper at times, sit a little bit more mid-level. I'm wondering exactly how much they're going to be able to move this side to side. The key for them is to move the midfielders to open up space on the width for the wingers.
Minnesota in blue, Chicago in red, the four-time Open Cup champion away to take on Minnesota, looking for their deepest run since 2019. Sinkernagel, Brady, make that St. Clair.
Oh, he just took one
that out.
Yeah, he took a hard one on the near post, though, Julian Gressel did. Thought that was a high elbow. The way that my mind sees it is he's probably thinking the pressure is going to be closer and his arm's going to go up into the body. However, he's much further away, and that arm extended away from the body could quickly get him into trouble.
So they are checking for violent conduct and a potential red card. And Michael Radchuk has called Ekaterina Koroleva over to the monitor.
Again, that angle that you're seeing right there, it's just, even on the arm, even if you think that he's going to come closer and your arm's going to come up into the chest, that doesn't really make a solid argument, does it? And instead, you're much more worse for the wear in this situation. Arm away from the body. The elbow comes high. Again, just the only thing I can think is that he's trying to create contact on a lower portion and you might be able to get away with it.
Reaching for the back pocket. Omar Gonzalez has been sent off. Sent off in the last game of that season against Seattle. Service through is dealt with by Hlongwane. Penalty! It is all gone sideways. It's going to be Chicago at the spot.
And there's contact. 100%. The ball down across. This is the issue I have with.
And a big moment for the 22-year-old Berwyn, Illinois native. Gutierrez for the Fire to take the lead. The road to the Open Cup semifinals has already seen multiple switchbacks. And now Chicago grabs the lead in the 28th minute, down a man in Minnesota.
One of the best front lines in all of MLS, losing Kuipers, losing Bamba in the 11, still a bill off the bench. I said, watch, pay attention. They've stood very organized, good passing side to side, and for the most part, pretty good decision making. Once possession has been picked up, yeah, right on cue. That's a mistake.
It's dangerous territory for Minnesota.
And that's what this is going to be about the rest of the way. How efficient can you be in your overall decisions? Because you are going to have to suffer. And when it hurts, you're going to have to suffer more. Digging deeper. The mental game that you're going to play is going to be of the highest order. You have to be clean in your decisions, and especially from dead balls against a team like Minnesota. You cannot give them chances like this.
Gressel, open header, backside, floated into the air, header, guided over. Brady denies Diaz.
Man, the way that you rotate off of him, like, more difficult to understand where that man advantage is going to come from. Great redirect by Morris Duggan, but good pressure just on the shoulder to protrude the ability to really get any venom on it.
Trap. Rosales. Can you blame a guy for trying? conceded by Rosales. Chicago right at the halfway line. One more free kick. They seem in no hurry to take it. The referee acknowledges. For the second time in 3 games in this Open Cup run, Minnesota does trail.
With 45 minutes to play and an Open Cup final berth and the semis awaiting.
Changes coming into the second half. Hugo Kuipers has come in off the bench, replaces Tom Barlow like for like.
Do you try and play him off one of those back shoulders, try and play him between the lines with Elliott like that up high, or drop him underneath? You have the luxury.
Good slip ball through, back across, tapped in. Minnesota right out of halftime. Robin Lord. Precisely the response the Loons were hoping for. They're flying into the second half in St. Paul.
Here's the spacing. Just watch the back line, how they skirt it. Now Oluwaseyi, he occupies high. The second that he drops, watch Rogers. He gets it wrong. You know, unfortunately for Sam Rogers, he doesn't read the far-sided run coming from Marcanic. He's got to be the coverage there. Beautiful vision from Oluwaseyi. And then, this is simple. It's cone work every single week in practice.
Smoke pouring out, and Chicago's advantage lasted from the 28th minute at the spot right out of halftime. This laced it frame and met by Brady. By Pereira.
And once again, the fear.
Pereira plays that to the top of the 18. Hammered up and out.
To the far side, the redirect this time. Cute, top of the box. It's really not that far off. Positioning just a little bit off here. Got to lean through this ball. Notice the posture. Instead of driving through and head up over the top.
Josef Rosales has heard his name floated around in the papers a bit. Trying to pick apart 10-man Chicago. Whip dead for Oluwaseyi. Goodman continues. Kuipers.
Well, that's a really dangerous ball with traffic in front of you. Great step by Sam Rogers. He's adjusted quite nicely after the equalizer that was given up on the back post. It's just so much to deal with from a center back's perspective, and not surprised at this. Actually, a little bit surprised they didn't try and make this change at halftime. Owen Jean will come off. You can almost imagine this will allow much more of a 3-man look with the 2 strikers up top. Kelvin Yeboah now joining the mix next to Oluwaseyi. Oluwaseyi much more of the catalyst in that situation.
Yeboah! What an introduction that could have been. He swept the leg but couldn't sweep it by Brady.
He did on the equalizing goal, and this is just about immediately for good speed and just a bit of lack of communication for the Fire. It's going to take them a minute or two to understand what the new rhythm is going to look like, Mike, given all the personnel changes and how tactically it's going to affect.
Versatility. If you're going to go 120 minutes and you only have the 18 players, you can't necessarily have specialists on your bench exclusively. You need to have versatility. Yeboah, contemplative. Rosales. Pereira. Slip ball through. Harvey! 2 runners at the back post, and that had a decent chance of twisting in by its lonesome.
Carlos Harvey, who has popped himself high multiple times because of the defensive coverage. They just don't track the runner. The back shoulder run, so difficult to deal with as a... To be able to slide in behind, nearly picks off the go-ahead on the backside.
20-year-old Illinois native Sergio Orahel comes on. That's it for Gutierrez, who scored from the penalty spot in the 28th minute. Penalty won by Philip Zinkernagel. Put Greg Berhalter's men ahead. There it is. Rosales. Flanked off Orahel. Angled across. Skims high, Rosales. They can reset here. Pereira to the back post. Trying to settle, dropped off with a deflection. Caroms from Yeboah into Brady.
Back into that pivot 6 for Eric Ramsey. And he's just...
Pereira, the give back, Lund! Brady. And out, away from Yeboah.
That's just the one example. You know, Josef Rosales, another one, willing to drive right at the heart of that Chicago Fire midfield. And Robin Lod, he can't do anything by Chris Brady and the cat-like reflexes to keep it out.
Corner floated away by Rogers. Your pants into the seat. Off the left-hand side, this navigating into Barroso's path.
I thought it was the line for the loaded nachos.
Pretzels?
El Farolito. I enjoyed our time there.
At El Farolito, the actual restaurant, right?
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, well, maybe you meant the game. I enjoyed that too.
We're nearly 5 years to the day that you and I had the opportunity to step into this venue for the first time.
Barroso to the near post, denied by St. Clair. Laura Hell slips through out of the reach of Kuipers.
And quarterfinal, Minnesota United hosted USL Championship squad New Mexico United, the inaugural season for the Western Conference team. Outcome a little bit different, 6 for the Loons that night.
A little too much height from Yeboah. That, of course, Troy Lessane's team, now the DC United head coach. They've got a matchup tomorrow with Nashville. Is there late drama here in Minnesota? Morris Duggan. Pereira. Shadowed by Kuipers. Yeboah. Ricochets and stays in Minnesota's grasp. Looking for a strike. Rosales at Brady. Dev, if you're Chicago at this point, you know there's the potential for extra time. Are you willing to maybe give that extra push to try and end it right here, or are you satisfied taking this to the 30?
Only and only if that opportunity presents itself with the end line. The bigger question now is, for Minnesota United, what do you have left mentally that has primarily been not the best of efforts on the night, especially Madrid against 10 man. That's better.
Little back heel opens it up. Brady, full extension.
You come central, you have this massive pocket to take advantage of. Chicago has to step as Gutman comes, the layoff.
Pereira. They're going to take it to extra time. Minnesota was hoping to get another set piece away. Instead, on to the additional 30 minutes tonight in St. Paul. The Fire, that is Romero for Minnesota. Romero will come on for Duggan, who was going through final preparations. And Chicago, for the moment, are defending with 9. Pitchforked ahead, nodded down. There's the go-ahead. Calvin Yeboah. Has he frozen Chicago's hopes of a semifinal? Has he sent Minnesota onto the Final Four?
It was always going to be a big ask, down to 10. But with Davila coming off, just too many bodies. The ball. Barroso will come higher, and he's got the speed to be able to challenge you Johnny Dean and the two-way work rate that you're going to get there. Gutman on the left. Gutman and Bamba is really what I've got my eye on. One of the more electric pairings that you'll watch when it comes to that outside back position and left-sided winger.
Yeboah sizes up Elliott. Yeboah tattoos the crossbar.
Recovery run by Andrew Gutman. Jack Elliott does just enough to hold him off. Yes, Jack Elliott does just enough to hold him off. Yes, the explosion by Yeboah. It's pretty good to get out in front, but the hand that comes up on the backside, just the tiniest bit of pressure. Oh, it hasn't been the full 90 tonight. Coming in, trying to solidify that back line and see this one out. Well done so far.
Signed for the club midway through that first year, 2017 in MLS. Axel part of helping New Zealand qualify for the upcoming World Cup. Has certainly had a resurgent 2025 campaign. Harvey leading. Longwane over. Could this be a dagger? Yeboah. Met by Rogers. Brady snags it. And that is halftime of extra time. In a matter of moments, out in the Bay Area, will either come to Minnesota or host Chicago for the semifinals.
Now by Chicago, quality pressure.
Domineering header forward from Elliott. Struck from range and down to his knees, St. Clair. It's hopeful from Bamba. Yeah, caught the arm. Bit of breathing room. Bamba. Gutman. Head swiveling. Longwane intervenes. It's still here for Pineda. Gutman provides the overlap instead. Back or hell! St. Clair. You need to have that one big moment to get through in Cup football.
Deflection just atop the 18. Beautiful first touch by Ortahel that allows him to come up over the ball, and he gets it to dip a little bit. Doesn't hit anyone.
Yeboah. Yeboah off to the races. Calvin Yeboah overtaken from behind. And now the whistle, a penalty.
Trying to make a play on the ball. He's trying to step in front here. Just great job by Yeboah, the way he shifted.
Now he has a chance to score it and may well confirm Minnesota's place in the semi. It is Yeboah. Feigns, fires, and scores! With flair, finesse. A perfect finale from Yeboah. And there will be another Oasis reunion tonight in St. Paul.
Let's go back to the infraction. Again, Chicago pushing the envelope, trying to find a way to get an equalizer. Yeboah, legs look a little bit tired. Now 15 goals in 31 games and 7 assists. All capped off by the brace and the glory that a cup awaits them